Born in Bane, Kana local government area of Rivers State on the 10th of October 1941, Kenule Ken Saro-Wiwa was from Ogoni, a minority ethnic group in Nigeria. A graduate of English, University of Ibadan, Oyo State, Ken Saro-Wiwa was a prolific writer who deployed wit and literary proficiency in many works of art. Losing a bid to represent the Ogoni in the Constitutional Convention to usher in the Second Republic in 1978 may have led to the realization that politics is indeed local and the key to having a voice in Nigeria. In 1990, the native of Bane founded the Movement for the Survival of the Ogoni People, a mass-based organization for the campaign for social, economic, and environmental justice in the Niger Delta region of Nigeria.
And on behalf of the Movement for the Survival of the Ogoni People,
first as spokesman and later president of MOSOP, the majority of the people embraced the ideology of the movement, but a few elders of Ogoniland distanced themselves. As outspoken critics of the Nigerian government, Ken Saro-Wiwa, Ledum Mite, and top members of MOSOP led a non-violent campaign against environmental degradation of the land and waters of Ogoni by the operators of the multinational petroleum industry.
we want freedom! We want freedom! We want freedom! We want freedom!
While the campaign endured, members of the movement were tried by a special military tribunal for allegedly masterminding the gruesome murder of some Ogoni elders at a meeting. Saro-Wiwa and 8 persons infamously called the Ogoni Nine were sentenced to death and hanged in 1995 by the military dictatorship of General Sani Abacha.
It did not meet those rudiments that you expect for a fair trial, and that is why it was condemned everywhere, and we still condemn it. And I think that it was clearly part of the whole grand plot to give us a bloody nose so that the rest of the Niger Delta will be intimidated against the agitating for the issues of justice which we raised.
The execution provoked international outrage and resulted in the suspension of Nigeria from the Commonwealth of Nations for 3 years.
The day Ken Saro-Wiwa was executed was the most sad day in my life. And I can remember that day there was no rain, there was no sun. And I was in Port Harcourt. Everywhere was very quiet and sad, and military were in control.
From today onwards, Shell is declared persona non grata in Ogoni. No to Shell! No to Shell!
Ken Saro-Wiwa's earlier proclamation became reality after his death. The Dutch company was no longer welcome in Ogoni land. 25 years after the execution of the Ogoni Nine, many believe that the Niger Delta has not fared any better. Resource control and restructuring now dominate national discourse as the oil-rich region contends with pollution and other forms of environmental degradation.
Sometimes the victims of injustice are the last to even realize. We've been living with this pollution, we've been living about the environmental that way, we've been living with underdevelopment for ages. But we blaze the trail, we raise those issues. We must be able to make sure that those who lost their lives or who sacrificed their lives in this struggle, that those deaths are not in vain.
From local government level all the way to federal government, will restructure this country, and it is foolish for anybody in the Niger Delta region to be planning and hoping and thinking that they will be either president of this country or vice president, because what we want is not the presidency. What we want is to restructure Nigeria, to have self-determination, to have justice and equity.
The man will still be remembered as a television producer, a writer, and an environmental activist who only wanted the best for his people, with the hope and expectation that they would have a breath of fresh air. Ovieteme George, TVC News, Bane.